Let's talk about taxis. The bill for your taxi ride is going to be going up by almost 20% in the fall. So let's find out why and what this means for the taxi industry. George Boussios is on the line from Champlain Taxi. George, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Lai. Thank you for having me again. Thank you.
So I know the last time you were on, we were discussing the fact, I think it was like, not the current phase of gas at $2 a liter, but the last time it was at $2 a liter. And you came on and we were discussing what was being proposed. And now we have some definitive news here. So what's going to happen to taxi fares?
Well, they're going to go up, and they're going to go up in September, and they're going to go up about 18% in the daytime. And for the first time in history, I think, obviously Quebec and maybe in Canada, we're going to be from 11 o'clock p.m. to 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's going to go up 33%. And again, I hate to bring Uber up here, but this is what happens now because we need to compete with Uber with their price surging. And usually competition lowers prices, but in Uber's case, our prices are going to go try to reach their prices, and it still won't. But the price is going to go up. Look, Elias, I mean, we're at a 30-year high in inflation. What you bought today, you couldn't buy last year, and the last time we had a raise was 5 years ago at 2%. Gas is more expensive, car repairs, insurance, everything's gone up. Taxi prices have remained the same for over 5 years. I don't think you can criticize us for bringing them up.
Yeah, and I don't have a criticism on increasing the fares because gas has gone through the roof. That's a major cost, and we're seeing it here. But I do want to say, just on your last point, competition does lower prices. I mean, we have empirical proof of that. So I get what you're saying, but the reason why Uber was increasing their fares was because the demand was through the roof, right? Like that was what was going on there.
Well, the issue that we always had was that we couldn't compete with them, keeping our drivers as well. I think I gave you the example last time, my daughter going to Laval from downtown for $50, and an Uber was charging $150.
Yeah.
So how are we going to keep our drivers picking up our clients? They're not going to take taxi clients. They're going to take Uber clients at $150. Even with a 33% hike, that $50 ride is only going to be $65 compared to the $150.
Yeah.
So we're really still not really doing much. And this wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Uber price surging at nighttime. We would have probably held the same price in the daytime as at nighttime, like it has been for forever. But now we're in a different situation right now. It's always more dangerous to work at night, and there always should have been a little bit of an incentive to get drivers to work at night because unlike Uber, we flag people down. People flag us down, and you don't know who's coming in your car. We don't have an app with their face and their telephone number. It's complete strangers coming in your car. It's a lot riskier than Uber. There should have been something to compensate that danger and that risk. But,
and let me just ask this because you brought up that things that you don't have access to. Any progress in a taxi app to compete with the Uber app, the Eva app, the Teo app?
I'm going to say the same thing that I always tell you. The apps are there. The only thing that's missing, Alliance, is a payment.
Well, but that's the whole deal.
I know.
That's the whole thing.
And I don't want to sound like cynical or an older man, but is that where we've reached right now, that you can't pull out your wallet and just tap it on the machine and go out in 2 minutes? I mean, do we really need it to be done in lickety split like they say?
Do you want the real answer? Because the answer is yes. It's one word.
Yes. I know.
It's one word. It's yes, right? So listen, I'll just tell you this. So I just went to New York City. So I took a taxi to the airport to Trudeau.
A yellow cab?
In Montreal, yeah. So to go to the airport, I took a taxi. Reason why I took a taxi is because it was way cheaper than what Uber was offering.
Which a lot of people do exactly what you do. They choose and pick. It's fine.
And there you go. Real competition, which I love. Yeah. So going to the airport, the cheapest option was taxi. I live downtown, so it's a regulated fare, $42 right downtown to the airport. Yeah. And then coming back home from the airport to my home, Uber was $40. So it was actually a good price. It was lower than the taxi. So I took the Uber coming back home. And I'll say this, the Uber driver was in a Chevy Bolt, electric car, and he was saying this has changed, his costs have, fallen off a cliff. The electric car, right? He's not paying for gas. Are you seeing that right now? Because I can imagine if you're getting this, 18 to 33% fare increase depending on the time of day, and then you can go from a gas guzzler to an electric car, there's a real opportunity here. Are you seeing drivers do that?
they're all going to hybrids. We've been going down that road for the last 5, 7, 8 years. Now, obviously, we have Teo Taxi that's fully electric, but don't forget, taxi drivers also cruise around more than Uber drivers. Mm-hmm. So we're going to end up putting more kilometers on our cars. And at the end of the day, it's a very stressful thing when you're down to 20% and it's minus 20, and somebody flags you down and they want to go to Laval or the airport, and you're a little bit in a panic, which it has happened. Cars have pulled over on the highway because their batteries have died. So taxi drivers will cruise and waste more battery. But yes, I was just talking to the owner of Union Taxi in the South Shore. He's putting electric chargers in front of his office because he has about 15 to 20 electric cars right now. So yes, drivers are switching. It's a lot more difficult right now to, obviously, as we all know, to order a car, and even more an electric car. You're talking about at least a year wait. Yeah. But I think it's coming. Of course, it's going to come with electric cars, especially if gas continues to rise like it is right now.
With George Boussios from Champlain Taxi, we're talking about increases in taxi fares. So in September, per kilometer, $2.05. That's up from $1.75. Yeah. Per minute, 77 cents. That's up from 65 cents. And then you mentioned now new fare structure for the night, for the overnights, 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. $4.70 to get in the taxi. $2.35 per kilometer, 89 cents per minute. That's a 33% increase over the first day. Does that now put you, because I know some taxi drivers were saying with the cost of gas and the cost just to maintain vehicles, it was like almost like maybe not even a break-even point sometimes. Does this let your drivers make a living wage?
It's going to help. There's no denying it. It's going to help. Every percent, every time it goes up, of course it's going to help. We also want more drivers on the road at nighttime. We also want our clients in the outskirts of Montreal not to wait an hour for a taxi because nobody wants to drive 20 minutes and spend $5 gas to go get a client. So obviously, 17%, it's a steep hike. 5 years ago, we were at 2%, so obviously it's gone up a lot. But like I said, inflation's skyrocketing. Everything is skyrocketing.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get much pushback in the sense that people know everything's gotten expensive. It's almost amazing. It's almost amazing that of all things, taxis that operate on gas haven't gone up yet.
You're right about that, because I was a little bit surprised when it came out on Monday. I did a couple of interviews on CTV, CBC, but really there wasn't much kickback, not a lot of coverage in the media that the fare went up. I think, like you said, it's been, right now I think we're getting accustomed to things going up, which is a bad thing in itself, but it's the reality of where we are today.
George, is this this increase in September, is that it for the foreseeable future, or are you guys going to try and get more increases?
No. Again, we hate it when it goes up. We lose customers. Drivers lose their tip because a lot of older people, their tip would have been, now their tip is probably their fare. So we don't want it to go up. We hope gas goes down. Obviously, the prices won't go down, but we don't raise. The last raise we did was 5 years ago, like I said. So it's not something that we consistently go upwards every year. Yeah. So I'm hoping it's going to stay like this. I'm hoping that the drivers will start making a better living. The expenses are going to go down a bit because I have drivers that are leaving constantly because they just can't afford it anymore.
George, thanks for coming on the program, and I appreciate your time as usual.
Thank you, Elias, for having me. I appreciate it.
From Champlain Taxi, that's George Boussios.